Hello and welcome to Story X Story, the podcast by Maya Mada that dives deep into stories across pop culture, plus gives you advice on creating your own. It's episode 236, and I'm your co host, Nigel.
I am Tazziii, content creator and co-host.
And for our behind the story episodes, we like to talk to creative professionals and practitioners across industries to unpack their journey. And today, we're going to hear the story behind multi award nominated actor, gamer, and comedian Inel Tomlinson. Inel, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, thank you for having me, man. Loving the big up at the start as well.
We try. We
Thank you
try.
very much.
No problem. You are welcome. All right, we're off to a good start. We're off to a good start. So,
Tick.
yeah. This is how to conduct an interview 101. Welcome, everyone. So, listeners, you can subscribe to Story X Story, wherever you get your podcast from. That includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Although I noticed some of our episodes like disappear from. There's a whole thing with YouTube. Anyway, that's not for now. That's for later. But some number of episodes are on YouTube. You can also send us your feedback and questions in a variety of ways. You can chat with us in our Studio 77 Discord. You can email us the old-fashioned way, studio77 at mayamada.com, or you can throw your thoughts at us on social media. We are at mayamada on Twitter, at mayamada.tv on Instagram and TikTok, and at mayamada.com on Blue Sky, or at Life of a W Gamer on Instagram and TikTok, and at Tazziii on everything else. You can also check out mayamada.com to get the latest Maya Mada manga and also discover the Maya Mada brand in general, what we're about. Obviously, you know, we do podcasts, but we do a lot of other things. So head there to find out more. Before we learn more about our guest, let's update you with the latest from the Maya Mada universe. We are about that time in the year where it's coming to the end of another season. So we are nearing the end of season 7 of Story X Story. This is actually our last interview of the year, and we'll soon be going on a recording break over January before coming back for season 8 in February 2026. That's far into the future. But before then, we will have some special episodes to round out the year. We'll have the best of season 7, which is our yearly highlights episode, where I put together all the different bits from a year of recording, including many bloopers, things that didn't make the final edit as well. We also have Wrapped 2025, where you'll get to hear mine and Tazzii's favorite stories of the year. Tazziii, how's that list going?
Oh no, I ain't even started.
Okay, cool.
I got to
Just as
figure
I
out
expected.
what I watched and read and played this year, let alone put it in order as to which one's the best. Like I've already got about I think 10 number ones. So
10 number ones. Okay, I expected exactly that. So we're right on track. So you can see how that ends up. Check out our socials to find out our picks when the episode goes live at the very end of the year. The end of the year also means the end of a year of the Do I Look Like a Gamer campaign. So this is our campaign promoting diversity and inclusion in the video games industry. So each year we do a new snapshot of 40 players and makers showcasing representation that does exist as a way to inspire future generations of diverse talent. And we've done a whole bunch of events. If you didn't come to them, you've now missed them. All sorry, but we'll be back next year. So what you can catch though is our end of year live stream, next one up, which depending on when you listen to this may still be available on Twitch VOD, but will also be up on our YouTube as well. So we did this on Saturday the 13th of December, and it's our end of year summit, bringing together industry professionals, emerging talent from around the world to discuss the future of the games industry, the wider culture. So we've got a mix of interviews, roundtables, indie game showcases, me and Tazziii as well. Check that out on our YouTube if you missed the VOD or you didn't manage to catch it live. Over the January break, we'll also have the audio from those different segments of the live stream. So multiple ways to get that. And you can stay tuned to hear news on how you can get involved in the 2026 campaign when we get to that. You can also find us on Twitch on a month-to-month basis doing our Studio 77 thing. That's our digital platform where we host different shows with creative professionals and play games for your amusement. So each month, well, I guess we're talking next year now, but We've got different shows. So we've got the Studio 77 report now in a different format. So catch that as well. Casual conversations with comic creators where I speak to a different comic creator about the journey, about the craft, about the human being behind the art, and games night as well. So again, we just had our last games night of the year, and you can catch that on Twitch, VOD, YouTube, and just make sure you follow us on both so you can catch each show live as well. And if you're a young, aspiring creative professional or you know one, then check out the Maya Matter Showrunners Work Experience Program. So we're creating opportunities for young people aged 16 and up to work with our team across comic production, events, and content creation. And it's been another year working with a lot of people. At the time of recording, I can't actually remember how many people, but it's a good dozen, maybe a couple dozen young people over the year in some form. So if you'd like to be one of those couple dozen for next year, email us, showrunners@mymatter.com, to find out more. So now you're all caught up, let's go behind the story with today's guest.
Inel Tomlinson is a multi-award nominated actor, gamer, and comedian, best known as a main cast member of the hit CBBC series Horrible Histories. Inel has built an impressive career spanning television, film, voice acting, and digital content creation as a BAFTA and Comic Con host, voice of Comedy Central UK, and a featured performer in numerous series and video games. Inel brings a unique blend of comedy, gaming expertise, and multicultural perspective that resonates strongly with audiences. So, listeners of the podcast and those who follow Maya Matter know that creativity is very important to us. But Inel, what does creativity mean to you?
I like that question. What does creativity mean to me? I'd say the freedom to kind of express yourself, I guess, using any skills that you've kind of accrued over the years, like in whatever form, to kind of create a piece of art, that kind of represent how you're feeling, what's on your mind, how you feel, or how you fit in the world. And I guess when I think about creativity, I always feel like whether you're making it as an individual or as part of a collaborative, you've made something. You've started something and you've brought it to an end. You've accomplished something and you've brought something into the world, no matter how big or small it is. And I think that's what the magic is of creativity to me.
Oh, what a lovely answer. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to get into some questions about your journey. So, you recently finished a long run of filming, so you might not be able to talk about specifics, but what is it like when you are on a long stretch and then get some time in your schedule?
Ah, it's quite a unique way of living. I feel not to like it's not like an ego thing, but like in terms of it's very different to I guess the typical kind of 9 to 5 that people have. For example, like the filming schedule I've just finished on. We were filming for 3 months, and generally that meant I was getting up at about 5 a.m. or 4:30, leaving the house around this like 5, like half 5 to get to set. Once I was on set, I was there all day. We're filming all day until like 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Then by the time I get home, it's like 8 o'clock, 8:30. Have some dinner and you go back to sleep. And so it's 3 months of that. And so it means you're kind of taken away from the world for a little bit to kind of be in this kind of creative bubble where you're producing some really cool art and you're making some amazing things and you're having a great time. But if you're not within that bubble, then you don't know anything that's happening outside that bubble. And it's kind of hard to explain it to people that aren't in that bubble what it's like, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to describe it now, but all I'm describing is like crazy mad hours. But like people enjoy those hours because of the uniqueness it brings on a daily basis. Every day is completely different from the last. And there's not many industries where you can get that.
Yeah, interesting. Just like a bubble, your own like little.
Yeah, it's like everyone's in that bubble. We're it's really cool because like you're like a family for like those 3 months. Everyone's a family. You see the same people every single day. You're with them all day. You eat breakfast with them, lunch, snack. You work with them, and then after that contracted period, boom, you might never see any of them ever again. Crazy.
Makes it sound a bit
Crazy. It's
ominous.
a mind.
Never see
It-
them again.
Sometimes you won't. Like, there's some people
Yeah.
I've worked with. I worked with them once for like on a long stretch of time, and then I've never seen them again. And like, of course, like everyone tries to keep in touch, but you know what it's like. But like, sometimes you work with someone and you won't see them again for like 10 years, and you pick up right where you left off in terms of that working relationship, that friendly relationship that you have. But that there's a 10-year gap in between the last time you saw them. And like so
Wow.
much has happened. Like happened the other day. I was working on I can't say the name of the show. Hopefully it'll come out soon. But like the director of photography I was working with, I worked with him 12 years ago. And in that time, he's got married. He's got a 12-year-old daughter. And I'm like, oh snap! It's like so much has happened in that time. But like we've not, it's it only happens in this industry.
Amazing. I'd love to hear a bit more about the start of your journey. So, can you tell us a bit about where you grew up and what made you want to get into entertainment?
I grew up in Tottenham and in North London, and I'll be honest, it's quite a turbulent childhood. We moved around quite a lot because we lived in a council house, and we kept getting moved for various different reasons, and because of that, I went to numerous different schools, and so it was almost like in preparation for the lifestyle I have now, in terms of working with people, seeing people for like a long period of time and then disappearing, never seeing them again. Like when I was like 5, 6 years old, that was happening. I was going to school for a year in one school, then we moved house, and so my mum had to take me out of that school, and I'm in another school for like 6 months. Then we had to move and take me out of that school and another school for like another year, and like because of
Is
that, it
this all
meant
in
that
Tottenham?
no, this was in like Tottenham. I grew up in Tottenham and then moved around to like Haringey, Muswell Hill, Hornsey, Bexley Heath, like just all over the place. And so it just meant that like I had to start again a lot. And it meant that I had to kind of constantly learn how to make friends. But then at the same time, it gave me it meant I was a lot more guarded. Like I had like a version of myself I'd present to people, but people didn't kind of get to know me that deeply because I was never around for that long. Because I disappeared and then they'd never see me again. And so and I guess back then it's a lot harder for people to stay in touch. There was no mobile phones, weren't no emails. If people wrote you a letter, they'd wrote you a letter. If they didn't, that was it. And because we were moving around a lot, people could write me, but I don't live there no more. So there you know.
Mm.
But yeah, that was my start. But like I guess it made me like more personable if that to people. Like
Yeah.
I'm because I had to make friends all the time and I had to meet people constantly, new people. It gave me that fearlessness in just putting myself into situations, just speaking to like people I wouldn't know and ingratiate myself with them and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of helped me on my journey in the arts because as I said, like you meet so many people. Like, on the production I was just on, I'd say there was about 300 different people worked on it, and so like you have to kind of get to know everybody and like become friends. And as I said, you never see them again. But like, but that happens on a constant basis, and like whether it's filming or whether it's like doing voiceover or video games and things, I'm constantly meeting new people because first off, you have to kind of audition for a role, and then you meet the casting directors, you meet the gaming producers, the directors, and stuff like that. If you get the role, then okay, then you get to work with the voice directors and things like that, and you get to build a relationship with them, and it's constantly meeting new people. So I think like that's kind of been, in a strange way, the way I was brought up has kind of helped me get to where I am now in terms of it's prepared me for meeting a lot of people and losing a lot of people.
That makes sense. The highs and the lows of the journey, they all
Yeah.
contribute there.
Yeah, they do. I like everyone has a story, and I always think everyone's story is quite special. It's just how you tell it. It's just, so I think everyone has like a way of like expressing like their life, whether that's writing books, whether that's acting, whether that's singing. There's a story behind everybody, and everyone has a
Mhm.
unique way of kind of expressing it.
Indeed. Um, do your family understand what you do? Like, how do you explain explain everything you do to
Nah,
your
not
family?
really. I mean, they do. Like, I let them know, but then it's not just a family thing. It's a friends thing. It's everyone. It's an everyone thing. It's like
Yeah.
if you're not part of said industry and you don't know the nuances of it and you don't know how it works, it's hard to kind of describe like a typical day. Like I remember one day filming where I was on the border of England and Scotland. I was in a town called Berwick upon Tweed. I was in a farmyard filming with some pigs in the morning, doing some crazy like filming on a farm, and then in the afternoon I'm wrestling swans, trying to get a jacket over their head, like like that. That's and then at the end of the day,
Wild.
like I get driven to like a next place where we're catching meerkats and we're trimming their nails so they don't scratch themselves. It's like that was just like one day. And like, but like, if I was to sit down and say that to someone, they'd be like, "What the hell? What have you been doing today?" And it's hard to kind of like, if that's just Monday, then there's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's hard to kind of explain what like a day in the life, like being a creative such as myself, is like. So like, in not in a way that I've given up telling people. What I do is I end up trying to just let the work speak for itself. And so like when like a game comes out or like a TV show I'm in releases or whatnot, then I'll let people know, oh, this is what I've been up to in the time that I've disappeared. Because telling people on a daily basis, it just sounds surreal. It just sounds like I'm making most of it up. But it's like, no, this is what happened. I'll show you the footage, but it just sounds weird. Like everything I just said
Yeah.
just in the last 2 minutes sounds weird as hell. But that was just a typical day.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So when you were starting out, what was the best advice that someone gave to you? And was it something that you actually took on board and followed?
It was I think it was my drama teacher. She really believed in me, and I think it was something along the lines of "Don't be afraid to fail" sort of thing. It was that kind of thing because I think what happens, especially as a young black boy, as a teenager, especially in school, people want to be cool, and like not everybody can be cool, but like because you don't want to be seen in a certain kind of light, that means you, I guess, shy away from doing certain things or being a fan of certain things purely because of how other people perceive it. And I guess like it was her way of saying like, in a way, don't be afraid to like try stuff and fail at it because like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And because of that, it kind of put me into this mindset where don't really care about what other people perceive of me because I know where I'm going. As long as like I know what my goal is. And so because of that, if I fail or falter or fall over along the way, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what other people like think. As long as I'm not hurting anyone and I'm not doing any disservice to like my family and stuff like that, doesn't matter. And so like yeah, I think it was that. I think it was that. That was a weird, it's a weird one, but yeah, I think it was that one.
Nice. I think it's good advice.
I think so. I think it's important to just like it happens in stand up all the time and people say like don't be afraid to die on stage and stuff like that because it's a form of like just failing and falling over and then picking yourself up. And I think what it teaches you is like it's not the be all end all, and in our heads everything we always perceive everything to be worse than it probably actually is. I mean, I've done stand up before, like, and I've had some amazing shows, but I've also had some horrible shows where I've like died on my ass in front of like 6,000 people, where everyone's just looking at me, and I'm like, okay. I look at my watch, and I got 25 minutes still left on stage, and it's like, at the time, like your heart sinks, and you feel as if like you're falling into a pit, and it's like it's the worst thing ever to happen. But give it 2 weeks, you're laughing and you're jumping back on stage again and you're doing something else. So it doesn't really matter. Like no one
Yeah.
remembers. It's like, what lessons did I learn from that? Take that on board and then just move on.
I mean, talking of what it's like to be on stage as a stand-up comedian, or just on stage for anything, because you also host. What did you learn from like your first gig, either stand-up or hosting?
Well, I didn't learn anything from my first gig. You know, it
From
was
your worst, sorry.
oh no, my worst. I was gonna say my first gig, I didn't learn that, and it went crazy well. My ego went through the roof. Everybody
is
was
easy.
laughing. Like I was like, yeah. I was like, what? Give me 2 weeks. I have my own TV show. I was like, what?
So she had like a full sense of security
Oh
from your
yeah,
first.
listen. The first 5 gigs. Oh, the first 5 gigs, I was smashing it. Like as you could as like an open micer. Like go into like small venues and there's like only like 30 people. But like I guess when you start up in stand up, like as an open mic, everyone's just trying. They're just trying stuff out. And it goes back to what you were saying about just being creative. People just trying to find ways of being creative and, like have fun, try and make people laugh and see how they can engage with people. But the thing about the open mic circuit is this is where all the beginners start. So not everybody's good. Matter of fact, most people are bad. And so what happens is when you're on a night where most people are bad and then you're just generally a little bit better, like to the audience, they're like, oh, finally. And then to you, you're like, yeah, I'm the bee's knees. It's like, what? How I'm supposed to do it? And then I guess the first 5 like gigs, I was like smashing it, writing new material, smashing that. I was like, I could write new material every show and everybody loves it. Doing that, smash. 6th gig, oh, died like horribly. Oh, and that feeling, as I said, it just feels like the world like swallows you up, and it feels like you've been betrayed somehow. It's like, hold on, everything was going so well. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like it's that kind of thing, and it just
Betrayed by who?
the universe in a way. Do you get what I mean?
On a universal level.
It feels that way because, like, if you're going from strength to strength to strength, every show you feel like you're getting better and better and funnier, and then all of a sudden, like the 6th gig like goes horribly wrong. You're doing all the right things. You're even repeating some of the same jokes that was smashing it, and then all of a sudden, that same joke that you did like last week that everybody was like on the floor crying and giving you applause breaks, no one's even making any noise. They're just looking at you like you're crazy. And then it's that's when it feels like, oh, the universe is playing against me. Am I being punked? What's going on? It's that kind of thing. It's that kind of sensation. But that wasn't even your question. Your question was
no, but I love the story.
Worst. I'm trying to think. What did I learn from my worst? It was that same. Do you know what? It harkens back to what my teacher said. Like, don't be afraid to fail. Like, you have bad gigs, and then you just learn to pick yourself back up. And I think that's one of the most important things because all the industries that I'm in, whether it's TV, film, video games, animation, like presenting and things, like there's constant rejection. All the time, you're getting rejected from things, like sometimes on a weekly basis, and I guess it's that building that resilience to be like, it's fine, it's not for me, therefore like I shouldn't even feel the type of way about it. We move on to the next thing, and I think that's probably what I kind of learned, like from doing stand up. Even when those gigs go horribly wrong, doesn't matter, we pick ourselves up. The next gig will probably be way better, and most of the time it usually is. Like sometimes you go on like a run of bad gigs, but then eventually it gets good again, and then you start smashing it and learning. And I think the thing you learn from that is like, yeah, don't be afraid to fail, because as I said, so much rejection. Like even if it's just like auditioning for things and like doing self tapes, especially in like the voiceover industry, you can audition. Like on average, I probably audition for something like once a week, maybe, like on average, I guess, throughout the year. And my hit rate is probably 5% of those I probably get. And so the worst thing is they don't tell you no. They don't tell you what you did wrong. They don't give you any feedback on how you can improve. They just pick the best person and then they move on. And so like what you have to kind of do then is like do the same thing. Just like, okay, I'm going to give my best version of what I can with the brief that I've been given. I'm going to do my best work. I'm going to put it out there. Then I'm going to move on. It doesn't matter. And I think that's probably the healthiest way I've found of dealing with rejection in these industries is, as long as I know I've done a really good job and I've done the best of my ability, doesn't matter. And half the time, like when my agent kind of rings me up and say, oh, you got the job, I'll be like, what's it for? Which job? Because I've already done it, forgotten about it. And they have to kind of remind me, oh, it was for this one that you did or this role. Oh, sweet, great. Because I guess it's just my like, not a defense mechanism, but I suppose it is. But like it's my way of like, Well, it's my way of not letting the industry destroy me because I've seen how it can really destroy creatives. Like people, like not everybody can take constant rejection. Like it's not nice having people say no to you every day. Like I get a lot of people, especially people that work 9 to 5s, they understand it when they're unemployed and they're working and they're looking for a next job and they're putting their CVs out there, going for interviews constantly, and they know how hard it is. Imagine doing that every week. That's what it's like in these industries as an actor. You're doing that every week whether you're working or not. And so
Yeah.
it's and so it's finding ways of making yourself resilient to all the no's.
Must be hard when you're not even getting feedback and like you're not even getting the no necessarily. Sometimes it's just an open
Listen, you
end.
don't know you didn't get it until you see someone on the billboard for the thing you auditioned for.
Yeah.
That's when you find out. That guy got it. Okay.
Hey, they let you
Yeah.
know. That's clear.
Yeah. And how was transitioning into stand-up comedy? Like, how is it different doing like live performance compared to acting?
It's the best in terms of getting instant feedback. If you want to know how something's going, stand up is the best way because as soon as you deliver a joke and you're expecting a laugh and the laugh doesn't come, you know it didn't work. And it's learning how to deal with things in those moments. I think I was quite fortunate, and a lot of stand-ups actually have the similar background. But I was a teacher before going into stand-up. I was a secondary school drum and theatre studies teacher. I did my PGCE. I was teaching, and and that's where you kind of cut your teeth because I guess children are the ones that'll let you know
Honestly,
the most.
they
They'll
will
let
give
you know if
nothing.
something's working or not. And I think I was quite fortunate enough to have like some really good teacher trainers and mentors that kind of like instilled some really good advice in me. And when I went into teaching, I didn't take no messing around and nothing in my class. Instant detentions constantly. Like I was one of the harshest teachers because
Mm.
I had to be because I got a playful, bouncy personality, and you can't have that in a city London school because people just walk all over you. It's like I don't want to be pally with the kids and be their friends. I'm there to be their educator and make sure they come out with a decent like education, and I can't do that by trying to be their friend or their mate. And so I had to be harsh, especially because I know what I'm like. I want to be playful, I want to be bantery, I want to have fun. And so what I tried to do was instill that into my lessons and my lesson plans and learning objectives, making sure like if I have some really fun lessons and some really cool like things for them to explore, like that will offset the harshness. And so I can be harsh, but also at the same time my lessons are really cool. And as long as I'm respectful to the students, they kind of learn quite quickly to like, okay, don't miss about with Stir because he's got some good stuff planned. And at the end of the day, that was what worked for me. And I guess it's when I translated that into stand up, I I guess it was a case of learning what can work for audiences and learning what didn't work was one of the keys. And I guess like doing your homework was the main thing. And you had to do that as a teacher. You had to like most of the time we were spending more time planning our lessons than actually doing the lessons. And so like that translates into everything. Like the one thing I learned about like getting ahead in life in any of these kind of creative realms is do your homework, innit? There's nothing better than being over prepared for a situation and waiting for an opportunity to come and then you being ready for that opportunity. The one thing I hate is when an opportunity comes your way, you're not ready for it, you're not prepared for it, and then you just end up beating yourself up because of it.
So let's talk a bit about your role in Horrible Histories. So you're a key cast member. How did you come about that role? Like what was that journey like?
Same as any other. It was just like an audition came up. I auditioned for it. I was quite lucky to. The first audition was like, I guess with some TV shows, there's like tier systems to like not tiers, but like there's certain shows they'll have like I guess tiers is the right way to say it, but like there's like level of artists where some artists will come in, they'll do like small roles. Some artists are like the main roles, some are the supporting cast, and then there's like even smaller supporting roles where they're just like in the background doing things. And this was just for some small role in one of the series to be like just be in some of the sketches. Like I think I probably appeared in like 4 sketches in the first series I did for them. But I think because of the work I did in those 4 sketches, the producers really liked what I did, and they offered me like an even bigger part for the next one, and then for the next one. And lucky enough, I ended up becoming like one of the main cast members because of I guess I was just bringing like something a bit different to the table. Like everybody brings something different and unique, which is great. But I think, I guess, because of my own personal journey and the things I've been up to and the things I've done, it just brought something a little bit different from a different angle to the table. And I think they really like that. So in a strange way, it's not repeatable, but like that's how I got to go main role. I think that's why I hate. No, but I think I got pet hate. Like when I listen to like a podcast and someone says, "Yes, as just luck." It's like, it's like how can I follow just that? That's not advice. Luck.
Yeah, I mean, if part luck, right? But you was in the place where you needed to be for that luck to be effective,
right?
So,
and it's doing the homework and being ready for the opportunity. Like I said, it's those things.
So, what's been your favorite sketch or historical character that you've done?
Oh, probably Ramesses II. Mainly because it wasn't supposed to be such a big role. But like, I don't know what happened. Like on the day, because the script writers that we have are fantastic. And like Ben Ward, like is the head script writer. He's been on Horrible Histories like since the beginning. Like, so all the scripts that you get, it's like you don't really want to deviate too much from them because they're hilarious as they are. And with Horrible Histories, it's a very fast-paced show. There's not many sketch shows, period, anymore. Mainly because of sketch shows are really expensive to make because you might have a sketch that lasts 30 seconds, but it would take like half a day to shoot it and dress up the location, costumes, makeup, lighting, all of those things for 30 seconds. It's too expensive now. Like we're in the TikTok generation where people like scroll after 3-4 seconds. And so it's like, you can't have a sketch that costs like you spend a whole day for 30 seconds on. And so it's sketch shows have disappeared from TV. So this is like one of the last ones that's still going on to this day.
Yeah, you mentioned like the TikTokification of things, and like looking from the outside, it feels like it's a real tension between like where things are going, because you mentioned people, and for Horrible Histories, a lot of your audience are also on TikTok, but then that doesn't necessarily make for good like if every Horrible Histories show was 30 seconds and done, that's not good. What do you think about that tension?
We all like TV's on is in a strange place. It's like I feel like TV's like dying slowly, but like it doesn't want to die, and so it's doing everything to like stay alive. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
because sketch comedy is probably one of the things that got affected most by social media, because like people making people laugh like on Vine in 4 seconds, like if you remember Vine back in the day.
Yeah.
Like some Vines were getting way more views than loads of TV shows. And that's what's been happening like frequently. Like a lot of those Vine people, they went over to YouTube, they started making YouTube skits and things. And so like, I guess in the early 2010s, we got like a huge era of like comedy on YouTube, like loads of people doing different sketches and things like that. Make it like doing really cool creative things with it. Don't know if you remember the creator like Freddie Wong. He used to do like really cool action comedy skits where they do like really fun like VFX on things, movie stunt action, martial arts. And they would accrue like millions and millions of subscribers. And it's amazing because there was an audience for it. But then if you take his story, for example, Freddie Wong's, now that they accrued like millions of subscribers and a fan base, they wanted to create TV shows because that was the traditional way to do things. And then as soon as they started creating TV shows, people just weren't watching it the same way they were watching their sketches. And it was like, oh, we spent like 6 months making this thing as opposed to 3 days like we did previously with these sketches, and nobody wants to know. Because it's too long, no one's got the attention span anymore.
Wow.
Well, and it's a lot, and it's easy for people to just make funny, silly things now, and so that kind of era of comedy sketches died off, and with it, TV sketch also kind of disappeared. You had like Britain used to be like home to so many. Like we had the Fast
Yeah.
Show, we had like Smack the Pony, like we had like there was like we used to have loads. Like every week there was sketch shows, Little Britain,
Mm.
but like all of them are gone. Like apart from like Horrible Histories and there's a few others still left, but like apart from that, they're all gone. They're all gone because it's hard to compete with an audience that is overserved with this stuff. And I guess with AI now, like it makes it even tougher. I mean, I'm getting served like on my algorithm, the Queen just like busting out grime lyrics at ciphers, and it's like what? And it's hilarious, but at the same time, it's like how can TV compete with that?
Compete, yeah.
Mm.
Boy.
Do you know what?
Because
As you're
someone just
saying,
typed in a caption into Sora. They've made the Queen like start busting some lyrics, and like because AI is getting so advanced now, it looks good, and so it's like, but at the same time, like you can't compete. Like yes, we can get an actress to dress up as the Queen, and we can make the same thing. It's going to be way too expensive, way too expensive to get the same setup, and the audience doesn't care. The audience don't care.
yeah. As you're saying that though, I'm like, yeah, no, this explains because I think a lot about how I don't laugh as much. There's not as much like just funny shows to put on. And as you're saying it, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, they've all disappeared. I just don't get to laugh like that. And yeah, there's funny
There used to be loads. I
videos. Sure.
think I don't want to blame us as an audience because we were forced to go down this road. Essentially, like the stuff we were fed, what made us like go this route,
Yeah.
and so it makes sense to why like it's happened this way. But it also makes it harder for creatives to express themselves in the ways in which they want to, or in the ways in which they traditionally grew up and told this is the avenue. Because like when I was younger, I was told you had to go to school, you had to go to college, you had to go to university, you have to train at drama school, you have to get yourself an agent, you have to write and create your own things, and then hopefully like you'll get noticed by casting directors, and then you might get cast in TV shows to do these amazing comedy shows. And I did that. I followed that path, but that path doesn't mean anything anymore. Like it's hard to kind of carve out a career in that by following that path now because the audience isn't there for it. And because the audience isn't there for it, it means there's less work there in that space, and it also means there's less money in that space. And so it's like it got to the point where it's like, oh, I'm finally here, and everyone's gone.
Oh,
It's like when you turn up to a party late
yeah.
and the lights is already up, house lights is on, people's is getting their coats, people getting into their cars. You just turned up. DJ stopped playing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. We're in a transitional time, I think.
Yeah.
I think we're in a transitional
sure.
time where the goalposts are moving, but creators are finding ways, which is fantastic. But I think, especially in terms of the online world, it's not sustainable. That's why we're seeing a lot of creators they're burning out, because a lot of this stuff requires people to be churning out and creating content every single day. And not every day you can feel funny, and not every day you can feel at your best to be creating content. Like creativity shouldn't be like a thing that you're churning out. It should be a process that you go through, and you want to sit down, maybe you want to write something, maybe you want to make a song one day, maybe you want to do this, maybe you want to do that. Whereas I guess creators aren't given that luxury of time to kind of be creative in that way, and they have to just repeat the formula because that's all they have time to do.
I love that. Like creation should be the space to create, rather
You
than
need that
the end goal.
space. You need that space. That's why I love going on holiday, because like when I'm on holiday, I'm not thinking about like stuff at home. I'm away. I'm experiencing new things. My mind's working in a different way. Like I'm learning about new cultures. I'm going to places I've never been to before, and like my brain is like fizzing with so many ideas. And I was like, oh yeah, I wanna make this thing. I wanna create that thing. And like that's what it should be like. That's what creativity should be. Like you want to express yourself in new ways. But like I think how things are now, especially just with the internet, is it's like, no, I follow you because you do this one funny thing. So do that one funny thing and keep doing that.
Mm,
I don't want you to make
yeah.
songs. You don't make songs.
Get in your box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Get
yeah.
in your
And,
box.
and you
Yeah.
literally, the algorithm punishes you for doing something different.
Yeah, I hear that. Should we talk a bit about like your voice acting and gaming?
Yeah, yeah.
So you've worked with some major gaming brands like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, Sega. How has your relationship been with the gaming industry? How's it evolved over time?
Oh, do you know what? Like, it's been. It feels like a natural journey, which is what I really like about it. Because I started out like doing my first games that I were in were like indie games, because that's the only games that would cast me. Like, because didn't have too many experience in video game performance. So like the early games that I did, like they were really fun, but they were like really cool indie games, and it was developers trying to do something different. And that's what I that's what I love about it the most. And the indie scene still do that to this day. They're the ones trying to push the boundaries, try new things. And that's what we've been talking about this whole pod, is they're being creative in new ways. And that's what makes me feel like, yeah, oh, this is amazing. And so, like, I always try and champion like indie titles and things like that, and indie games. Like every year, I sit down and I play loads of indie titles, because they're the ones that keep that hope alive that the game industry is in a really good place. Because when I guess, you look around at the rest of the landscape, you're seeing so many layoffs, you're seeing so many people lose their jobs, so many people that were there previously, they're now gone and they're forced out of the industry. And it's like, feels sad. It feels quite sad sometimes. So that's where the hope kind of comes from for me, because it's nice working with like big brands and stuff, whether it's me being in a video game or me doing some like content creator stuff and working with these brands. That's amazing. And like that's like young I know would be like it's like a dream come true, like to be invited to things by all these big companies. But at the same time, like it's the state of the industry is in a bit of a, as I said, the transitional period. I think all these industries are in like they're in like the holding area, and it can go one of two ways.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just want to point out a stat here before my next question. So, a Great Ormond Street Hospital charity and YouGov survey showed 16% of 6 to 17-year-olds aspire to be game developers. What do you think makes games such an important medium for young people today?
I think it's because it's one of those realms where it's creativity in the video game space still feels brand new all the time. Like, and I think that's one of the like the fun things about it. Like people can sing, people can make music, but like you're not hearing about new instruments coming out too often. Do you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like people have like digital instruments and they can make unique sounds from them, and like they could utilize like software in really cool ways and things like that. But I think there's something special about like video games, and because it's inherently it needs someone to interact with it in a special way. Like I can listen to music passively, and I can like a song, but I don't need to listen to the lyrics. Whereas a video game requires you to like sit down, grab a controller or a keyboard and mouse, and interact with it in the way the game designer intended. And I think that's something really unique and really special, because you can craft so many amazing experiences from that, because you're demanding their attention. And video games is something you can't second screen. Like you can watch TV and do something else. You can listen to a podcast and be doing something else. I'm pretty certain people are probably doing something else listening to this right now. Whereas a video game, you're playing the game. Like the video game demands your attention. And I think that's probably why it resonates with young people. And plus, one of the cool things about video game development is a lot of the tools are free to use, whereas there's so many various like sectors and industries that require so much investment in various different things before you can even get started. Whereas most of the video game tools, like that you can make the best, like your favorite games have come out on, you can use to make stuff. So like, if kids love playing Fortnite, they can make stuff in Fortnite. They can download the engine. They can download Unreal Engine and make brand new stuff in there for free. And so I think
Mm.
it's one of those things where it's like, oh, there's so. Plus, it makes it easier to collaborate with people in various different ways. And I guess it's like, even though I was like not dogging, but like even I was like talking down on music. I don't, because I love music, but like video games require that. It requires everything. Like video games require music, requires art, requires coding, requires so many various skills from other sectors to go into the one pot. And I think it's that's what makes it really cool, because yes, you can be a solo developer and make something by yourself, but you can also be collaborative and make stuff with friends and like just put it out there. So it's just a really fun, cool, unique way of expressing yourself that people couldn't do 30 years ago. Like, we had bedroom coders 30 years ago, but like you had to have like a PC. PCs cost thousands of pounds back then. You had to know like basic and other computer languages in order to code it. Like, it took a lot of time, commitment, and money. Whereas now that stuff is open. You can go on YouTube, watch a million different tutorials on how to do certain things. Then you can go and do it yourself.
Yeah. So, what drew you to getting into voice acting, and how is that different from your other performance work?
It's gonna make me old. I like me and my brother used to have like cassette tape deck, and we used to like, because on you do it with a cassette tape deck, you'd have like side A, and you'd have like side B. Side B was always the one you could record on, and like if you press play and record at the same time, you could record into it, and then there'd be a little hole at the top of the tape deck. Just that was the mic, just little hole. That's the mic, and we
Talk
just
about
spoke into
horrible
that.
histories. That
Yeah.
is.
And we used to just like tell silly stories and be creative and just like make up funny stories, do silly voices, like do sound effects and stuff. We just, I don't know if you remember like Michael Winslow from like Police Academy, the films, and like he was the black guy who would do all the sound effects, like really funny comedian, and so we would emulate that just to sort of
Mm.
like tell silly stories, doing all of these special effects, and then we play it back and listen back to it, laugh our faces off, and like, and I guess that was like, yeah, I've always I want to do that professionally, because like I used to watch like cartoons and animations, like Tiny Toons was one of my favorites when I was younger. I used to watch, and I used to love how the voice actors sounded like they were just having so much fun, like voicing these characters. Like, because like in those animations, they're just doing crazy, like Animaniacs the same, like they're just doing crazy stuff, doing like, and it's like 3 or 4 different voice actors playing all the roles, just doing weird, wonderful voices, and it seemed like a dream job to kind of get into, and so like it took me a long time to get there, but I finally got there, and it is a dream job to get into. Like if I tell people like the what I did today, oh yeah, I was voicing this character, how much I got paid for it, like people be like, what? But like it's it's fun. It's super fun.
I remember the little thingies. I used to record into those as well. Yeah, I used to love it. It was so much fun.
Oh, I
Such a
think I
good.
still got some of these tapes around there somewhere still.
Really?
Yeah. Ain't got a tape deck to play it though. I need to find one.
I might have one. These tapes will be shown. Do you have any interesting experiences from voice acting that you can talk about?
Ooh, ones I can talk about. I can tell you about like a time because I used to do the Bulldog skincare, like the brand where the the
Mm.
moisturizing brand. I used to be the mascot voice for that, and I did that for I think about 6 years. It's like one of my favorite like voiceover jobs. Well, because it was a great brand, but that it wasn't just that. It was just like the story behind how I got it. Because like they were looking for like do you remember like the Churchill dog that used to go, oh
Yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes,
Oh
yes.
yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, 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 yeah. They were looking for like a mascot dog that sounds like that. Like that was like the brief. And so like everybody was like auditioning and doing that. I managed to kind of get an audition for it. Everybody in the room's doing the same. Everyone's doing the same thing. And when you go to like a commercial auditions are slightly different to like other auditions. Commercial auditions, because usually they'll have like the production company that are producing it, the brand people will be there, and then also some other creatives that they've hired to kind of put the things together. So that usually when you're doing like a commercial project, there's lots of people in the room. So there was about 20 like in the room on this audition on this one. And I did the audition, like, oh yes, 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 like kind of like what they're looking for. And you can tell sometimes when, like, as I said, like going back to when I was teaching, going back to when I was doing stand up, instantly, like I'm looking for that instant feedback. Like when I'm a teacher, I'm looking around the room to see, is everybody on objective? Is everybody learning? And if they aren't, I need to jump in and make sure that they're on the same level as all the rest of the students. Same with stand up. Is everybody laughing? There's a couple people not in the room laughing. Okay, I got to be mindful. There's a guy at the back there that's not laughing. Everybody else is having a good time. Okay, maybe there's something on this guy. And it's similar when I go into these rooms and I'm delivering something and I can tell, they're not feeling it. I can tell they're not feeling it because of all that experience I've had. And so, like, before I finished my audition, I was like, oh, can I try a little something instead, guys? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And I tried voicing it in like a kind of hyper version of myself, just like, yeah, talking like this, how I usually talk. And they started busting up laughing. Like all the people in the room was laughing their face off. And they're like, yeah, do that again. And they recorded it. And I was like, yeah, that's funny. And then they went away. And then they called me back in a couple of days later. And they said, right, can you do it again? In the voice that you was doing before. And this time there was even more people in the room. Like they had people on the call, video call, like all the brand peoples was there listening. And I did it. And they were laughing their faces off again. And then and what they did, they offered me the role and they completely changed the campaign. Mainly because
Wow.
of how I was voicing the dog. And they were like, how he's voicing it is different to what we were planning. But I feel like this is the route that we need to go down. And so because of that, like the whole campaign changed. And like if you remember back in the 4, 5, 6 years ago, you if you go around and you saw the billboards and stuff and you either heard it was me or like on the adverts, or if you saw on the billboards, they changed all the dialogue to be the stuff that I was saying. And so it was like, and it was one of those times where it made me remember that when you get these briefs in and these audition and casting calls, we always feel like, I think they're going to want this. I think they're going to want that. And the lesson I learned there was be yourself, innit? It was me being myself that got me that role because no one else could go in that room and be me. Only I could do that. And I think we forget that sometimes when we're going to do various different projects and we see these big brands or corporations and things, we feel like, I think they're going to want this. I think they're going to want that. When really the best thing you can offer them is you, your version of this, your version of that. And that's one of the main things that I always take away from doing that role. Because I don't think I've ever done a role for as long as that one. It's like 6 years I did that one for. Like, we did a lot of adverts. And so it was like, it's like, wow. All because I threw away what I thought they wanted and what the brief said. And I said, no, I'm going to do what I do best.
I love it. Do you have any advice that you could give to like an aspiring voice actor about developing their craft, especially now that like AI is so prevalent?
Yeah, it's a tough one out there, especially with like AI trying to come for all our jobs. But the thing is, like, work on you, innit? Like, work on your skills. Like, I always say, like, if you invest in yourself, that's never a bad investment, ever. Because it doesn't matter what skill you learn or what you've gained from it, that will come into handy one day. Like maybe it won't be straight away. It might be years down the line, but like it will come in handy. And there's so many weird skills that I've learned over the years set me apart because I was able to implement them in a way that no one else could because I brought this skill into this area that no one in this area seems to have. And it sets you apart and it makes you stand out. And I think that's one of the really cool things. Because like me, I used to I used to make websites. I learned like HTML, I learned like CSS and stuff like that. I learned Adobe Flash back when Flash was a thing. But like it's dead now. But like but like I always remember it came in handy. Like we was like making a treatment for a TV show, and rather than just do what everybody does is you just make like a pitch deck and then like a PDF with some pictures and some words and what you want to do. I was like, I've got these skills that enable me to do cool things. Let's use that. I made an app. I made an app for the TV show that we wanted to pitch, and it got us into some big rooms, and mainly because of how like I presented it, because I had those skills, and I was like, well, I might as well use them. And it's a strange place to use them, but at the same time, it set me apart from everybody else, and it managed to get me into rooms that never would have got into. And so I always say, like, if you like whatever you're passionate about, if you want to learn something new, if you want to pick up a new skill, do it. Like I always say, it doesn't matter how much it costs. Like if you're investing in yourself and you ain't and you've paid all your bills, then, then it's not a bad investment. Because what are you going to invest in otherwise?
What about some of your future plans? Are any of the industries you work in more diverse than when you started?
Uh, they are and they aren't, if that makes sense. Like the industries that I'm in, there's a lot more people that look like me in them, which is great. But they're never in the positions that can make a huge difference, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So like there'll be other fellow actors that look like me, which is fantastic. I'll be working alongside people that are super diverse, which is great. There's better representation behind the camera, which is great in terms of like producers and DOPs and things like that, which is absolutely wonderful. But when it comes to commissioners and execs and the people right at the top, it's still the same people. That's- so I crush some dreams there. I know some people. It's like you say, like, give us some hope, man. Give us some hope. It's like I can't tell lies. It's still the same people there. But as I said, like the industries are changing, and so like what I said when I finally got into these industries, I was like, yeah, I'm finally in. And then it was like the party's finished and people are leaving. We're in a transitional period. It's like you don't necessarily need to graft all your way because this is the traditional route. The great thing about like these industries is they've been broken open. And so there's so many ways in now. Like the door is hanging off the hinges now. There's loads of ways into all these industries. It's just you need to be as creative and you need to stand out from the crowd in order to get into them now. Whereas before it was all about who you knew. You need to know the right people. You need to be from the right background. You need to be the right class of person. Whereas now, I think the one benefit that we get from like social media and stuff is anyone can get in. You just need to stand out from the crowd.
Nice. Yeah. When did you reach the turning point where you personally felt confident to demand like your worth, but not just financially, also in terms of like creative respect and opportunity?
I'll be honest with you. I kind of had to learn the hard way. I had to go through the bad experiences in order to know what my worth was. So I always say, if you can learn from someone else, learn from someone else. It's way better than going for it yourself and then learning the lesson. If someone tells you that's how it is because they've been through it, hey, that's all right. Listen, learn from them. If they've got any advice on how to avoid certain things, you listen to it. Because yeah, there's nothing horrible than as I said, like, because I'm a minority in this country, and when you step into these industries and you're the only person of a certain background, it's down to you to fight your corner, and it's always down to you to fight your corner by yourself. And it shouldn't be that way, but a lot of the time it is. A lot of the time you have to fight your corner, and it might even not even be anything you've done wrong. You've not done anything wrong. It's just because of someone else, but you now have to fight your corner because there's no one else. And sadly, we're not in a space in this country where we should have things in place to protect us, but we don't. And especially when it comes to the arts, it's such a weird industry. We don't have like unions in the same way. Like we have equity, but they don't have as much power as like SAG have in the United States. And so when it comes to things happening in the workplace, it's a lot harder to fight them over here than it is over there. And also, and when it comes to like racism and sexism and things like that, it's hard to fight that stuff anyway. And it always means that you, for some reason, you get punished even if you're the victim of something, because you're by yourself. And so it's tough. It's so in terms of learning your worth, I always like my one, like I know now what my worth is, and so my thing I always say is, if you're like a bubbly personality like me, set your boundaries early. Set your boundaries early with people so they know what to expect and what not to expect from you. Because once you do that, then you've already laid it out for them and you've already told them. And I always have to do that because of the type of person I am. People always say, "Oh, Inel's lovely. He's a nice guy. He's always smiling. He's always laughing." And because of that, it means people will take advantage of you. And you can't always have that. And so what I always say when I go into things, I always say, yeah, these are the things I'm going to do. These are the things I won't do. That's my line. And then anytime anyone tries to cross it, I say, no, that's my line. But it's having the guts to say no is the strong thing. But yeah, it's hard to build that up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go into my final question of this segment. And so we are all protagonists in our own stories, and every good protagonist has a goal and a vision of success. So what does success look like to you? And are you there yet?
Yeah, I always see success as a journey, not a destination. Does that make sense? Like success to me is if I've set out to do something and I've managed to do it, that's a success. And like I always say to my friends, like, celebrate the small wins. Like anytime one of my friends tells me they've done something, I'm like, yeah, I pick it up like it's the hugest thing in the world. And like they always say, oh, it's minor, man. I only just did this thing. But it's like, no, that's big, big. Because we don't celebrate enough wins, especially like our friends and family. And especially, not especially, but like, you'll notice when it comes to people, especially creative people, they'll get support at the beginning. But then when they've been doing it for a long, long time, that support dwindles. It's almost like they expect you to be good, so they don't need to praise you anymore. Does that make sense?
No,
It's like,
yeah, it makes complete
like,
sense. Yeah, I fully understand.
it's like
that.
when they first do like one thing, like maybe they made a song and like everyone's like, yeah, sharing it with all their friends. So proud of you. When they're on their third album, they're like, yeah, it's nice, man. Yeah, I'll get round to listening to it and that. And it's that kind of thing. It doesn't matter. Like, keep supporting your friends. Keep supporting your family, man. Keep bigging them up. Doesn't matter. Like, because the consistency is the hardest thing. And it's really hard to keep, as I said, like with all these creatives, they're going through constant rejection every single week. They're getting told, no, nah, you're not good. And most of the time, they're not even telling you no. They just ignore you. And so they have to keep picking themselves up off the floor every week to kind of do what they do best. And it's hard to do that if there's no wins. So like, big them up no matter how small. Big them up. Because that's the success. That's the success, is the consistency. The fact that they're still here doing it. Because there's so many people that isn't, you know? Do you know how many people I started doing all these different like things and they're not doing it?
Yeah.
All the people I went to like university with, drama and fit studies and stuff, I'm one of the few. And it's not because they're not as good as me. It's because it's hard to sustain yourself in it. So hard. It's so hard to be super creative and pay your bills and have a family and pay council tax.
Yeah.
What?
The council tax is the real kicker.
Do you know how hard it is to be creative when you got the council tax bill come in? It's mad. And then the electric bill comes in, gas coming at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? You got to be creative and be lovey-dovey, happy,
now
fun.
be funny.
Looking,
Yeah.
yay.
Now be funny when you've just received the joke of a bill.
Yeah. And the people you rely on the most, your friends and your family, you post something and they don't even like it. They don't share it. It's like, yeah. You put it in the WhatsApp group, nothing. They just carry on talking about what they were talking about before you posted. And what?
That's
And
too
then
close.
you expect them to just what? Pick themselves back up, do it again tomorrow. Whilst they're fighting AI trying to steal their job.
So, yeah.
So that's what success looks like to me. Is celebrate the small wins and help your friends. Pick them up. Don't matter. If you see them post something, just like it. Even if you ain't got time to look at what they've done, help them out. Nice comment. Oh yeah, this is fire. Well done, bro. Good looking, sis. I'm proud of you.
I hear that.
Even if you ain't got, they go so far.
Yeah, just like I think the fire emoji is my most used emoji because even
Listen,
when I don't have the
fire it
energy
up.
to comment, I just
Fire
tap the
it
fire.
up.
I'm like I don't have
Fire
the
it
energy
up.
to actually like think of
Don't matter.
words.
Fire
So
it
fire. Even if it's just someone got out of bed that day, I'm like, yes.
Fire it up.
Well done.
Because
Life's
you
hard.
gotta remember, because like I don't want to disparage the 9-to-5ers in it, because like most people are 9-to-5ers, but you gotta remember, if you're not feeling great, you can take a day off work. You got sick pay.
Yeah, they'll pay you for that.
You can also roll
pay
into
for
work
that.
and just like not work at your peak,
Yeah.
and,
You could-
it doesn't matter. You'll get paid the same
You
amount.
don't
It
even
doesn't
have to be
affect you.
optimal. You don't even have to be performing
I
at
spent a lot of
optimum
days
best.
in work emailing friends.
You
Yeah.
literally just have to be at your desk or like
Yeah,
in your
you're
place.
there.
I was present.
As
You
long
just
as
gotta
you're
turn up.
exactly.
You still got paid. If a creative tries to do that, you can get fired.
You get found out
You
quick.
can like, or that's your next opportunity's done.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be on your A game. The big producers came in. They saw you. You weren't on your A game. You're not coming back next series. Or you're
Yeah.
feeling ill. Oh, it's like, I got some pains in my arm. Oh. Or it could be like it could be your time of the month. It could be anything going on. You could be going through like you could be grieving. You could be going through like something happened in the family. Game
Health
over.
issues. The stress.
Do you know how many birthdays, weddings, all sorts? I miss so much because I can't take a day off.
And you don't know when the work's gonna be. Because you
Right.
could have loads of work like 1 month and then nada. Like nothing.
So when you see your friends doing your dev thing, you big it up like it's the first time you ever see them do
I
it.
like it.
Trust you. Trust
Anytime, every single time. Even if it just means you're going on Instagram, just like all your friends' stuff. Don't matter. Don't matter.
That light goes a long way. It's just a little tap.
So far.
Just a double tap. You don't know. It's just a double tap. Just double tap.
How are you liking the AI stuff, but you can't like my stuff?
So, yeah.
Trust me. I know you've given a lot of great advice already, but in each interview, we love to ask our guests to give advice to aspiring creative professionals. And we've been talking all sorts of entertainment roles today. So what advice have you got for others listening who may want to put them out into the world and entertain others?
Whatever that creative project you want to do is, just start it. Just start it and put it out there as quick as you can. Don't sit on things too much. I'm one of those people, I get analysis paralysis where I have an idea and I know how I want it to be implemented and I want it to be perfect. So I'll try to do this, I'll try to do that, and I'll have every excuse under the sun not to finish it or start it or whatnot. And it just means like there's so many opportunities just fly by because I've had so many like amazing ideas about things, but by the time I'm starting to execute it, I've already seen someone else put it out, and I'm like, what? Hold on, I had this idea 5 years ago, but it took me 5 years to implement like and put it together because I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to present it in a certain way, and I wanted certain people to be involved. So then I wanted to like build up enough money so I could put enough money into it and stuff. And half the time, most of these people just like, yeah, I just had the idea, boom, put it out, boom. So my thing is, if you got an idea about something and you want to create something, just start it, do it, finish it. It feels so good, not just to start something creative, but to finish it. Oh, I feel so good. It feels so good to finish something. It's why we have rap parties.
Yeah,
Because we're celebrating finishing something.
Yeah.
Endings
Yeah,
are part of the
that's true.
story.
It is. You need to
That's
end.
such a good one.
Put down a
Oh.
t-shirt, Nige.
Yeah. There's just been like so much great tips in this.
Oh, sorry, I've
So
also been rambling as well. So feel free to listen on like fast forward and
double speed.
1.5 speed or something.
This is the part where we like to throw in follow-up questions or just random things that didn't quite fit in anywhere else. And I feel like, I know you've just given so much, I want to highlight a few things, but I do have like one specific question. Where did you go to school in Tottenham? Because I'm from Tottenham.
Oh, I went to Seven Sisters School.
Oh, okay.
Is it
I
still
went to, I don't think it is,
Is it?
I'm going to
Seven
check that.
Sisters Primary School. Is it not there anymore?
I'm going to check that. I'm going to go walkabouts this week.
I'm not from Tottenham, but I was
Hold on,
filming in Tottenham the other day. I just felt
right,
like I
let me
needed
just
to be
type it in
included.
now. Let me type it into Google.
Fact check that. Yeah,
type
I
it
went to the
into
school formerly known as Northumberland Park. That's where I was. So that's really cool.
The name is changed. Called South Grove
Is it now an
Primary School,
academy?
formerly known as Seven Sisters
Sisters,
Primary.
okay. Mine was is now an academy.
I feel like so many schools are like
most of them,
academies now. Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm not in school.
It's mad.
But yeah, no, and just highlighting some things because you said something about like, people you went to school with doing the thing and then now they're not and you're the one there. And I really feel that because I feel I'm at or at least getting to the point where sometimes you're just the last person in the room and then you're the only option. I feel that sometimes where you just stick at it long enough and you'll get the opportunity. It's not always the best advice when you're in it, but I feel that's such an important thing that you said. And one thing I wanted to like circle back on as well is the idea of, you talked about embarrassment or rejection. How would you approach that now, given, I don't know, I feel like for young people, that social media just adds another layer to that. I guess it's the same advice, right? Or how do you think that changes that equation of moving forward despite that fear of rejection or embarrassment?
I think the rejection thing, I think rejection and embarrassment, like this is probably going to sound really privileged to me, but I think it only affects you if you give it that power. Like you can only be embarrassed by something if you feel like you shouldn't have done something. I'm not embarrassed by any of the stuff that I've done because I know the hard work that went into it. I know the commitment that went into it. I know that like behind the scenes, people probably laughing at me, but then I think about, well, I probably got paid loads for this compared to what you probably got. So like, it's like all of those things, like that's what contributes to me. Cause like, I'm someone who even though I'm in all these various industries, I still do kids TV. And like, I know the reasons why I do kids TV is because of when I was younger, there was no one like me to look up to, like doing it from the UK. Like we always look to Americans doing it. There was loads of kids like Keenan and Kel and all these other shows where there was kids our age. There weren't people. There was a few, but there weren't that many in the UK. And so like me just being there in Entrepreneurs TV as like a positive presence I always see it as a good thing. Another thing is because I know what that's like from being a teacher. I know what it's like for kids to have a decent role model. I see the effect it can have because I was fortunate enough to have really good teachers that pushed me and like excelled me even though I couldn't see myself in those areas. And I was quite fortunate enough to be able to do that for a few kids when I was younger and when I was teaching, sorry. And like as years down the line, those same students have told me like how I helped them and stuff like that. And so
Okay.
like that, so I know how it resonates a long way. And so like whenever I'm doing like fun city things on TV, everybody else could like turn their nose up at it and say, is this what this guy is doing? Like compared to what they think like someone like me should be doing or
Mm.
other cool comedians and other cool actors are doing like my age, I then think back to what the effects are of the people that I'm helping are doing. And I think about the effects and I'm thinking about, yeah, I'm doing it for the right reasons. Because as I said it earlier, I have my eye on the prize and I try not to I try not to be discourage myself by listening to what other people think about what I'm doing because I know the effects of what I'm doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mm.
no, that's great. That's great. I'm taking advice. That's for me. Thank you.
No, anytime, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And lastly, like, where can people follow your journey online?
You can follow my journey on the usual social platforms. I'm on like Instagram and Blue Sky and stuff like that. There's not many Inels, so you could type my name in Inel, Inel. There's not too many of us around, so you should be able to find me. Like if you can't, just stick it into Google and like a bunch of stuff will pop up. Then you can probably find me from there. But like the takeaway is like don't be embarrassed by the stuff that you do. If you know you're doing it for good reasons and you can see the positive effects they're having, doesn't matter what other people think. It really doesn't. Because at the end of the day, who are they to be judging you anyway? They comment on your stuff, but did they like the good stuff? Where was the fire emoji?
Where was the fire?
They got the criticisms. What? They're trying to bring you down, but they don't want to lift you up. Okay. That says more about them than it does about you.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, that's a good place to end. So thank you for joining us on our journey and giving all that perspective and advice. So, and thank you to listeners for listening to this episode of Story X Story, our final interview of 2025. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a future episodes. We're going to be doing this all again next year. Give us a 5-star rating and review. Yeah, because like Anil said, just we're doing a thing. Just hit the 5 stars there. Support. And thank you to those that have done that. It all helps us reach new listeners and fans of story discussions. We're story creators ourselves. You can discover our manga universe online, including the latest release, Origins Against All Odds. There's also a link on our website to our Studio 77 Discord where you can connect with us in between episodes, get heads up on stuff that's coming from the My Matter brand in the new year as well. We'll be doing the Do I Look Like a Gamer video game representation campaign next year. It's a yearly initiative for diversity and inclusion in the video games industry and wider culture. We got a bunch of plans in store for 2026.
It's a great campaign.
Thank you. Yeah, we did actually rope you into that, like live on an event. So thank you for being very
It's a great
accommodating.
campaign, man. I'd love to be supporting it.
No, I appreciate it. So there you go, straight from Inel. You can be part of next year's campaign, events, the photo shoot, all that. Go to looklikeagamer.com. As for the podcast, we release new episodes on Thursdays that include creator interviews like this one, video game discussions, and deep dives into stories across pop culture. You can always give us a shout directly. Our email address is studio77@mymatter.com, and our website with links to subscribe is mymatter.com/story-x-story. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, stay safe, and remember, a little bit of fire goes a very long way. Take care, everyone.